Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to talk about my very first triple shotgun build in Destiny 2. I am absolutely in love with this thing. It is so much fun. Is it going to be the most meta build? No. Is it going to be useful in Grandmaster Nightfalls? Probably not. But are you going to have a blast with this? I think so, and I absolutely have been. So it all starts in Season of the Deep with the rework to the Titan Exotic Gauntlets, no backup plans. These are very good now, and I would highly recommend, if you're a fan of shotguns, trying this out. It has the armor perk Force Multiplier when using a Void subclass rapid shotgun final blows or defeating a powerful combatant with a shotgun will grant you a Void Overshield and start health regeneration. The second part is really important. While you have a Void Overshield, shotguns deal additional damage and shotgun final blows refresh the Overshield. Now keep in mind, you don't have to generate the Overshield from no backup plans in order to get that second part benefit. You can have an Overshield from a shield throw or a barricade, and then you will have the increased damage for shotguns, and the shotgun final blows will refresh the Overshield. Finally, it's got provides a moderate benefit to shotgun airborne effectiveness. Don't care about that, but I do care about increased reload speed. This is always very nice on shotguns because some of them can have really tough reload speeds overall. Now, jumping into the weapons that I'm using, it starts with the Until Its Return shotgun. Whether this shotgun is the best, I don't know, but it is the newest, and I really wanted to try this out, especially because it has the perk Collective Action, which I was very interested in. Collecting elemental pickups grants a stacking bonus of increased damage. This is where I am generating a lot of Void Breaches with this build, and that is going to allow me to get the increased damage pretty consistently with Until Its Return. Then I've got probably my favorite legendary shotgun in the game right now, Basso Ostinato. This is a very cool Void shotgun, which has destabilizing rounds. Final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile. This is very nice, works really well with this build, and I absolutely adore it. Having all these enemies exploding while I'm shotgunning them in the midst of a bunch of ads is just very satisfying in my personal opinion. And finally, we have the exotic Legend of Acreus shotgun in the heavy slot. This one recently got a buff to how much ammo it can hold, and honestly, I think it's a lot of fun. It is very good, and I constantly have the buff going, so this is going to be doing pretty solid chunks of damage if I do say so. It is a ton of fun. You could swap this out for like Tractor Cannon if you really want to, but for me, Legend Acreus is just too much fun. I don't want to put it down. I wish we had a legendary heavy shotgun so that way I could use something like Conditional Finality, but beggars can't be choosers. This build works out very well, and I'm always thankful to use Legend Acreus because it is so much fun. Now, as far as my abilities go, I am rocking a Ward of Dawn Super as well as the Shield Throw. This helps me get overshields pretty consistently, and also the Vortex Grenade. I've got Controlled Demolition as my Void aspect, and then Bastion to get that barricade all the time as I'm dropping an overshield. These work out very well and just kind of make the build synergize well. The reason I'm running Ward of Dawn is I don't want to spend a lot of time in my super. I want to pop down a bubble and then shotgun everything and go about my business after that. As far as the fragments go, I'm rocking Echo of Harvest. Defeating weakened targets creates an Orb of Power and a Void Breach. Again, I want to create as many of those Void Breaches as possible. We've got Echo of Starvation, picking up a Void Breach, or an Orb of Power grants Devour. I want to be in the thick of it all the time with this build, so I constantly need an Overshield. I want Devour to heal. It does make a massive difference for staying alive, especially in harder types of content. Then I've got Echo of Reprisal. Final blows when surrounded by combatants grant super energy. This gets me my super back really fast because I am always surrounded with this build. I'm in the thick of it. Then we've also got Echo of Undermining. Your Void Grenades weaken targets. This is going to help out as I'm trying to debuff enemies, and I really want to keep them debuffed as often as possible in order to do as much damage as I possibly can. Now, the artifact perks are really important for this as well. You got your standard authorized mods for Void and then authorized mod Melee. But then you got Unto the Breach. Defeating a Void debuff target creates a Void Breach while your Void subclass is equipped. So whether I use destabilizing rounds on my Basso, whether I use my grenade, I am constantly debuffing targets, so I am going to be generating those Void Breaches. Then we've got the Protective Breach. Picking up a Void Breach gives you an overshield or refreshes your existing overshield. So essentially, I will never miss out on having an overshield. It is quite insane, and it allows me to kind of freely jump into combat without really having to worry about staying alive, which is one of the hardest things to do when you have heavy enemy density areas. Then finally, we've got Supernova. Picking up a Void Breach causes your next source of Void damage to create a large weakening pulse. Again, circling back to Unto the Breach, where all those enemies are debuffed, and you will create additional Void Breaches. It works out very well. I absolutely love it, and I would highly recommend trying it out and seeing how the gameplay loop fits you, because for me, it is very, very fun. Now, for the rest of the build, I've got the armor mods, special ammo finder, again doubles special with the shotguns. You want to make sure you have as much special ammo as possible. Then I've got a void siphon as well as a strand siphon as well. That's going to help out. Again, I want to be generating a lot of these orbs as much as possible, so that's very, very important. Moving on down, we've got heavy-handed as well as a void loader and a strand loader as well. The reload speed on these shotguns is the only thing that kind of holds it back at times. Then we've got, I was running double solar damage resist because I wanted to stay alive, and it was a void damage modifier where I was solar, where I was taking more solar damage in the activity that I was playing, as well as arc reserve, so I can have additional ammo for my Legend of Acreus. Then we've got the arc weapon surge as well as a void weapon surge. I didn't put a strand one on there. I ended up going with absolution instead, so I can reduce all ability cooldowns every time I get an orb of power. I'm generating a ton of orbs of power with this as well. And then finally, we've got distribution, outreach, and time dilation. Overall, the loop is very, very simple. It allows you to really jump in and kind of go crazy with your shotguns and not have to worry about staying alive. You can truly be a Titan who is in the action all the time, and shotguns, melees, overshields constantly. It is just one of the most fun gameplay loops I've ever experienced in all of Destiny, and that's why I wanted to make this build for you guys. Not everything has to be the most meta. Remember, it is a video game. You want to have fun. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Destiny 2 content from me going forward. I've been posting a lot lately. I will continue to do so as we proceed into more of Season of the Deep and then get towards the full reveal of the final shape, which I am extremely stoked about. Anyway, my name is JoPa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.